What was the first thing you did when you woke up when you were pooping this morning? When waiting for the bus? When you were stuck in traffic? Yes, I see you. What were you doing the last time you were watching a movie with your dad? You gave in. You played with them and they won. They always do. Okay, I myself am finding this a little scary. And sure, I do romanticize philosophers' take on life. And sure, I might be a silly little bitch. But science,
Yeah, Mr. White.
like modern Western science, backs this up as well. Problem is, they stay too politically correct and science-y for any one of us to give a damn, let alone get it. No worries. I'm here to rebrand it, reshape it, resell it, and make it a little spicy. Mr. Lover. So, here is one academic paper. Here is another academic paper, and here is a third one. You can hit pause and read the titles and part of the intro. TLDR. Modern recommender systems do not read minds. They are worse. They exploit implicit, often unconscious signals, like clicks, dwell time, scrolls, hover patterns, or gaze, to predict what you will interact with next. Humans rarely notice these micro-behaviors, which is exactly why these predictions feel like mind reading. If we travel to the glorious year of 2013, 2014, something like that, you know, back when Facebook was chill, Siri was... Actually, Siri has stayed low-key the same. Hey Siri, at 8 PM remind me to go to the supermarket. Thank you, Siri.
Sure thing.
Oh, we are so doomed. And in case you can, relate, no worries, you're not imagining it. I can go full on nerd mode. I have books to back this up. In Prust was a neuroscientist, page 38. Oh, by the way, yesterday I got fired. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Since we're reading a book, ADHD side quest anyone? Not only the tech giants, AI, but even our own bodies often know what's best before our brains do. In a classic experiment by Antoine Behara and Antonio Damasio in the 90s, much like participating in the economy, participants drew cards from decks with random wins and losses. Except, the game was rigged. So it was exactly like the economy. Their hands started favoring the safer decks long before they realized why. Long before they could put it in words. Researchers actually measured skin conductness, and their bodies reacted whole seconds before the conscious mind caught on. I mean, I don't know, I'm just a nerd with a camera. I think this proves that intuition and unconscious learning are not only real, but also measurable. And no matter how minuscule this activity is, guess who the fuck bothers to measure it 24/7? Tech giants, exactly. Now, think about how platforms exploit those very same tiny signals. And most of the time we do not notice, but our behavior is being shaped long before we think we're making a choice. Two things to keep from that. A, Whitman was right, the body is electric, and B, you were right, we are doomed. Part of this pile of crap is the fact that we are never AFK anymore. Literally, try to remember the last time you typed "soz I was AFK." You are never AFK anymore. Our little glowing rectangle loves to follow our every step. Our every step. Nah, take off that tinfoil hat, they literally do. And they tell you so via the MyFitness app. And they got you to pay that extra couple $100 for that smartwatch. But hey, it's a win-win. You get to know exactly how many steps you walked yesterday, and they get to know everything. what your habit was when you were watching that movie for which you paid the tickets for via Apple Pay. I'm sure they would never use that information to manipulate your purchasing decisions. Back in my day, people would go online, then hang out with friends IRL, then maybe read the book, okay, the shampoo bottles. Whereas today, people will go online, brother, you're not addicted. You've been trained. Okay, seriously, when was the last time you were bored? Not at work, this doesn't count. Like on your own. When you're waiting for the water to boil, for the bus to arrive, for the train. Or let's be honest, when you're alone and most vulnerable. Those times when you find yourself overthinking and trying to poop. When was the last time you were bored when taking a dump? Our phones are always there. Oh, they hate it when we are alone. And we hate it as well. You know, it's cause when you're alone with yourself, it's the hardest. We have the incentive to avoid it. And our phone has the financial incentive to be our biggest fan. Not just a fan, our biggest bro. Our big bro. Our big brother. Your big brother. The only thing Orwell failed to predict was that we'd buy the cameras ourselves and our biggest fear would be that nobody's watching. For a person to be willing, eager, or simply able to critically analyze any situation, one gotta spend this little precious time alone. God forbid, maybe even allow a single thought to occur. Nothing can cure our phone's unquenchable thirst of our data, and when retention, human attention, has become the token of transaction, fucking God. And it's not that I simply hate smartphones or technically algorithmically fed content. It's that boredom isn't a bug, it's a feature. According to Arthur Brooks, a Harvard professor, boredom can unlock creativity, activates a powerful brain network, and might even protect us from depression. He says, and I quote, "Applaud how the mind wanders and why that's a very good thing." So hey, it's not all doom and gloom. Just most. We still have a fighting chance, and it is related to what I've brought up to here. Number 1, quit competing with algorithms over who gets to rule your mind. You compete, you lose. End of story. Number 2, actively aim to be AFK every now and then. And I'm not just asking you to go live up in the mountains. Nah, dude. As I speak now, here I have a Google Doc and here my phone is shooting a video. But technically speaking, I am not now interacting with the internet. These 2 hours that I'm now shooting the video does count as an offline activity. If you do Photoshop for 2 hours, it is a grass touching equivalent. I'm not, oh, go live up in the mountains, have 12 children and get them to walk in your farm.
This was a standard joke.
I apparently think the whole world is working like the Balkans. And number 3, which is kinda the same, spend more time truly with yourself. It's funny or scary how I talk about those things we ought to incorporate in our daily lives as if I'm talking about a diet. This thing is used to be part of life, an unavoidable part of life, given our 90s technology. Hell, until 2010 or so, our smartphones were not to be able to entertain us 24/7. But look at us now. Just look. Look at us. Look. We went from uploading 54 photos on a Saturday night on Facebook to needing prescription glasses to find the subscribe button. See what I did there? That one was technically cool. Ooh, I did it again, I'm on fire. I often feel like we live in a duality, like on a societal level. Life's a pendulum and we are too good of getting it all the way to the one end and then rocking it all the way to the other. So we used to have too much free time, boredom, time alone with ourselves, lack of stimuli. And then of course we overcorrected. And now we're paying the toll. Who knew? If we allow ourselves to be bored for like 15 minutes, it will force our brains to look for that oh-so-sweet dopamine elsewhere, anywhere, but at that 15-minute window of nothingness. Anything is better than that. Imagine waiting for the bus for like 15 minutes with no music. Nothing. Scary, I know. And when our phones contain literally all recorded knowledge and entertainment of humanity, and it lives here buzzing, who can blame our anything for not measuring up to it? And okay, even though I cannot know how effective all of that go AFK, touch grass, I cannot know the details, but worst it can do is it can help you a little bit instead of a ton. You still think we could not use all the help we can get? Βουτυρό. Χαμηλό. Hello. Mom. I know. Yes. So here's another way to look at it. Instead of 15 minutes of nothingness, get a mini project. And in my opinion, after watching Erica's video on mini projects, we should all get a mini project. I mean, in lame terms, it's a hobby. But if I tell you to go get a hobby, no, you're just gonna click off. But hear me out. I mean, ideally we should all have some hobby. These little projects shouldn't cost a lot of money nor a lot of time. We need some alternative to doom scrolling away the next 5 minutes. It can be stuff like scrapbooking, junk journaling, collecting rocks and painting them, reviewing places on Google, random notes for friends, like try different kinds of tea or coffee, apples, whatever you like, and journal about it and document them. Make a comic strip, and if you really cannot draw, then a photo project. Number 8. Make a short film. Number 9. Start your own silly little YouTube channel. It's going great. I got fired, curtain falling, 5 subscribers. Write a poem or a haiku. Document your life, or the sky, or textures of buildings, or start collecting not stupidly expensive things. And I'm sad because I know our phones have the capability of helping us discover amazing projects. Because they have mics and we've hit accept. But it sucks. Like, if I say, Too Hot to Handle was epic, my phone is like, here's 100 more clips. While it should be like, here is some contraception. My main little project is this YouTube channel. What else? I don't know. I have this cat. He's pretty dope. Anyhow, the other day when I was definitely not doom scrolling but doing research for this video, I saw that. Big Dad took a mini WD-40 to the playground and fixed the squeaky swings. Boom! This is a hell of a mini project. Ain't it epic? You see, this is why we do not call it a hobby, because and you will love this much more than the fucking meme with Trump upside down being like Donald Duck for the millionth time. Can I have cheeseburger? I know. And these little distractions can also be a form of meditation, a time for you to unplug, something to have to look forward when you come back home from work. And I know, I'm sure you were planning to scroll away while you were reheating that food, but you can play with your little project instead. I mean, it might not be as cute as butter, but I'm sure you can find something. I don't know, maybe while you're reheating that food, you are adding this new leaf to your leaf collection. The leaf you're adding to your collection might be epic, and that feels amazing, and that's technically cool. Or it might be a shitty little leaf. You know, worst case scenario, it might teach us that it's fine to fail every now and then. Who knew? And that is huge. That's what she said. Life is not about the destination, and it's not that I'm a Buddhist monk or anything, nah. It's just that the destination of life is death. The hardest part is to keep showing up. Yes, it does get easier, but you have to do it every day. That is the hard part. But it does get easier. Many projects, even shitty ones, even the times when you're alone and vulnerable, will never use your insecurities to sell you crap you don't need. You know who does? Your phone. The AI. And the best means to do it is our phones. I like how this other YouTuber said in a video, we are not addicted to our phones. We are addicted to content. And phones simply happen to be the best form of delivery for now. Because to be fair, the fact that your phone now includes a camera, maps, a banking app, and all that bad. The fact that we end up listening to the songs the algorithm is pushing for you again and again and again, now this is problematic. This is why I hate the For You tab. You know what For You stands for? Meticulously optimized so that tech giants can extract the most retention time from you. This is why I hate it, because we end up settling for what's readily available. And we end up settling down for good enough. But I do not want good enough. I want fuck yeah. And you know what feels like fuck yeah? Go buy a CD, then pay like real money for realsies for it. Or just go sit on the computer and pirate the shit out of it. Anyhow, when you put in all of that work, you're probably doing that because you truly like something and you end up experiencing fuck yeah. You might end up with, oh god, why? But most of the time, it's a fuck. Whilst the AI slope, nah, this is fine. And that's not fine. Because you know, if you spend the time to create your own playlist, it's gonna be epic. Because you know, when I create a playlist, they are crappy and annoying and a drag, but I love them. And I can't be the only one that thinks like that. Actually, I've heard a ton of parents say that for their kids. Okay, you get my point. Let me wrap this up and create an outro. Don't know, organize your time or something.